Neela Nightmare.
Oh, no.
Walking through Somerville. Chewing gum, music playing in her earbuds. For those of you that may not remember Neela Nightmare is the captain of the Newton Narcissus Little League team, a team that recently lost their sponsor, the Newton Mall, after Zlobs crashed an electrical airship into it. Neela's strong desire is to reconstitute the Newton Mall using essentially a giant magical experiment, one of the core components of which is being held in Somerville. Anyway, let's see if that becomes relevant later on. Anyway, Neela Nightmare is walking through Somerville, chewing gum, music playing in her earbuds. An older couple is walking by with a dog on a leash. Neela smiles and kneels down, and the dog sniffs her hand. Neela gives the dog a scratch. Friendly guy, huh? Neela asks. Not with everyone, the couple responds almost in unison. Neela stands back up. Have a great day. Oh, you too, young lady. She walks to her destination and stands in front of the heavy iron door. She opens up her messenger bag and pulls out a box with small holes poked in it and opens it to ensure that the passenger in that box is healthy. It is, as it rests on top of a stack of paper towels. She reaches into her pocket and pulls out a small vial, which she uncorks and pours into the box, where it is absorbed by the paper towel bedding. She then closes the box back up and pushes it through an opening in the grid of metal bars above the door. She spits her gum out into a tissue, which she folds in on itself before unwrapping a fresh stick, switching to the next song in her playlist, and walking off. 1 week later. It is hot out. Snax, Darby, Zlobs, Morgan, how are you all staying cool?
Oh, the hose.
Yeah.
The hose.
Yeah, we're just spending all day in Morgan's yard, just hosing each other in the face.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, it's my turn to hose Zlobs in the face.
Why did you stop?
Because you
Keep going. I don't need to breathe.
You're gonna pass out.
I pass out.
Unfortunately, I showed up late because I was refusing to be sprayed because it might melt the candy. So I was kicked out of my house because I had the freezer open and I was trying to hang out in the kitchen. Mom didn't like that. I don't know. So
yeah, there was a great debate. A great debate that preceded your arrival. Do you preserve the candy? Do you preserve yourself? Can you preserve both? But yeah, it was a hot day and a hot commute over to the Woodstock house, and yeah, your candy is currently staying nice and cool as you have insulated it appropriately in your bag and in pockets with aluminum foil and ice packs and various other implements. But it is, yeah, it's a warm one. That is for darn sure. And you are all doing your absolute best in Morgan's backyard. Morgan's stepdad comes out at one point. Are we staying cool out here? You can all come inside, the air conditioning is going.
I point the hose at Ryan. Open?
All right. Yes.
Do you have a mud hole from all the hosing inside? Just starfished out on the yard in like a giant muddy hole.
No. Admittedly, we have the air cranked up all the way, and it's still not getting below 75. So I feel like even if I open up the freezer, you're probably better off out here. But I figured I'd ask.
But have you tried?
I'll be right
try. Back. You gotta believe in yourself, sir.
I'm gonna try. You're right. I'm going to try. And he goes inside and comes out about 10 minutes later to report that the area immediately in front of the freezer is getting cooler. But that is about it. And all the popsicles he was going to share with all of you are starting to melt.
No.
That is sometimes. a thing that happens.
Snacks.
Zlobs.
Do you have anything with like spearmint or like mint?
Yeah, I got some gum. I've been working on gum.
Oh,
You want some gum?
Will it
Everybody
cool
want
me
some
off?
gum?
Will it cool me off?
Gum?
Will it
Gum?
cool you off?
don't know.
Yeah, I think it will. I think that I tried when I made it, and I think I got it. So yeah, I could pass the gum around.
2d6 plus either sharp or weird. Your choice.
Oh, definitely weird.
No.
7.
All right. The good news is that this stuff does have an immediate cooling effect. However, there is a bit of a drawback. It cools too much, or it doesn't cool long enough.
Oh, too much.
Yeah.
Definitely.
The first 5 seconds are heaven. But then the spearminty goodness is growing more and more intense. Until you can feel it behind your nose and you can see frost forming in front of your eyes.
Oh no!
See,
I run to the kitchen and turn on the oven.
You do, yeah. So Ryan is in there standing in front of the freezer, like using a baking tray to fan the cold air out. You immediately run in there and crank the oven up on broil. But I'm doing the... Someone tell me if I should close the fridge or not. Am I closing the fridge? Oh. And yeah, Zlobs, your face has gone like ghostly white.
Ryan,
so
shut the fridge!
I'm shutting the fridge. The fridge is shut.
Yeah, this is why I didn't offer it. I wasn't sure.
Snacks, this is good data, though.
Yeah, really, it is. It is. I wiped the frost from my glasses and try to make some notes.
Yeah. The syrup is perfect. Just the extract you have. It's just dosage. You'll sort that out later. This was really an alpha test.
Yeah.
Snacks, is it a problem that I swallowed it?
Oh no!
No. It'll just make you like colder from the inside a lot.
My soul hurts.
Oh,
Darby, quick! Join me by the oven.
Yeah, Darby,
it's only Bastion.
2d6 plus 12.
Yeah.
How did the team get wiped out? Well, yeah, it's some gum.
12.
All right. Yeah, you gird yourself with heavenly might, and through a combination of breathing exercises and constant reminders that you were not born of this corporeal plane, you were able to separate yourself from the icy
I
agony.
made this body. I can control it.
And with that mantra.
I've got some red hots, but I didn't think anybody would want them.
I ate one.
Okay.
Oh no.
It's like biting down into a capsule full of thermite. But it's balancing.
Yeah, I still have the gum and the red hot at the same time.
Yeah, you're pretty sure you can see time.
But guys, how does it taste? How does it taste? Anybody, come on.
Together?
It
Sure.
kind of tastes like my mom's back medication.
Okay. I remember you told me the time you ate that.
Have you ever seen the movie Hercules, the animated one, where like Zeus is being held down by all the Titans, and like there's like lava being poured on him, but also being frozen at the same time?
Mm-hmm.
It's like that.
Oh, okay. Cool.
All good data.
I would say it started like woolly mammoth meat, or what I think that probably tastes like, and then it ended with existential dread. And the feeling, I think it probably is like when one becomes a poltergeist.
I've never made anything with existential dread. I gotta write stuff down. Hang on. You guys just suffer on your own. I'll be right here. Just let me know if anybody else wants a red hot, because Zlobs is loving it clearly.
He's sweating and they're immediately freezing.
Whichever one of you is feeling particularly lucky, give me a 2d6 plus sharp.
I'll do it.
All right.
8.
8. Okay. Yeah, you're Morgan, as always, you're kind of playing starting pitcher in here. You're looking, you're seeing your, Zlobs is halfway in the oven. Snax is jotting down notes. Ryan is opening and closing the freezer at various intervals based on what he thinks he should be doing. Darby is pondering the great mysteries of what a woolly mammoth might taste like. And kind of through the noise, you're thinking, all right, what needs doing around here? And you suddenly start smelling something sweet. And a part of you thinks, well, maybe that's Snax's candy, maybe it's melting, maybe my sinuses have been blown out by the icy spearmint gum.
Delicious spearmint gum.
Delicious icy spearmint gum. But no, it's a very pervasive sweet smell that is coming from, you think, maybe somewhere in the house.
Hey, y'all smell something kind of sweet?
Yeah. I want it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's pervasive and diffuse. Like Snax, you on instinct are just trying to diagnose it with your nose.
Yeah.
And yeah, you can't quite place it because it's everywhere. It's an everywhere kind of smell.
Is it only in the house?
If you want to go outside and check.
Yeah.
No, it's stronger out here.
Oh.
Like in the air.
Did y'all go shopping at my chocolate supplier?
No, I don't think it's in the house. I think it's somewhere outside.
Actually, Snax, I forgot to tell you. They rebanned me.
They rebanned you?
They rebanned me.
What did you eat?
It's oh god.
Did they know we're friends?
Yes. Thank you for unbanning me. But then there was that statue in like the lobby. The beautiful statue that's made out of.
I remember.
Well,
the one with bite marks taken out of it. Yeah.
They traced it back to me.
It goes to show how much you annoyed the owner of Millstone Chocolate that after literally saving one of her employees and the reputation of the chocolatier itself, you were still rebanned.
I have a problem, I know.
Zlobs, remember, it's not punitive. They are literally trying to save property at this point.
Honestly, probably safer for me too. I know it's better for everyone, but it's embarrassing.
It's the equivalent of putting like storm windows in. This is you are the storm, Zlobs.
I don't know if this is the source of the smell is the house or if it's like coming from.
Wait, is it the house?
Somerville?
I'm gonna go up.
I taste the house.
Yeah,
well, he's tasting the house. I'm flying up.
Yep, Darby, you take to the skies. Lobs, you begin tasting the house.
I'm gonna try to follow my nose.
Yeah, and Snax, you start following your nose. Let's have each of you roll 2d6 plus sharp. The highest number will tell us how the story unfolds.
9.
12.
9.
12.
Whoa!
I'll be darned.
12.
Darby.
For sake of expediency, Morgan raises her arms in the traditional symbol of "we're going flying." Zlobs and Snax, you are kind of the ground team, and you're getting a sense of things. Darby, you take to the air and kind of do a loop of the block, and you realize, Zlobs and Snax, that it's not coming from the house or is the house itself. Mm-hmm. And you both kind of fan out in opposite directions. Morgan and Darby, you're both kind of circling, and it's a very hot day, and it's not that traditional spring in New England, like first hot day mugginess. It's a dry heat. And you realize that because you're flying around and you see like puddles on the street. You're like, oh, it's a hot, muggy day. And then you're like, no, it's not muggy at all. It's incredibly dry. Why are there puddles on the street? Or puddles on the street. And you eventually, like a few houses down, after you see them kind of everywhere pooled on the ground, you land, and yeah, Darby and Morgan, you both kind of lean in over one of these puddles, and that is the smell. That, like, whatever puddle, and it's very clear that it's not water, but you kind of lean in and you take a deep inhale. At this point, Zlobs and Snax, you kind of run a few houses down because the two of them have landed, and yeah, the four of you are puzzling over the puddle.
I taste it.
Honey.
Okay.
Good honey, like good wildflower honey.
Ooh. Yeah, I think they're not allowed to grow this flower anymore. This is so good. It's too good.
They're not allowed to grow it because it's too good?
Yes. It's just dangerous.
Yeah, what's the name of the flower?
Oh God.
Any name will do. Just
I know.
Something that sounds good.
Colloquially called the old god, but
yeah.
The Ogud.
Oh God.
What's that?
The Ogud.
Yogud?
Ogud. O-G-U-D. Ogud.
The Ogud flower.
I didn't say it was good. You didn't say it had to be good.
I love it.
I'm trying here.
I know it couldn't have worked out better. This is the Ogud flower. This is Ogud flower honey, which is and Snax. It's a good thing you're here, because this would have, if not for you, this would have needed to have gone for like chemical analysis. But from like literally like dipping a finger in and tasting it, this is not only fresh, high quality honey, like fresh, like today fresh, but it comes from the Ogud flower, which is not grown for any commercial reasons. So
I'm worried about, are there any insects nearby that I should be aware of?
No.
Okay.
Like you just immediately start looking around, like, well, why? And yeah, I mean, Snax, you immediately, we don't even need to roll. You immediately start looking around for Ogud flowers, like growing in gardens. Nothing. Just a perfectly normal row of Somerville houses with small little front yards and no contraband flowers growing. And the more you all kind of search around, the more you realize there are pools of fresh Ogud flower honey everywhere.
Have you ever seen the original Willy Wonka? And like when I think his name Gustav falls into the chocolate river. Zlobs, that's about to happen to Zlobs.
Yeah. There's it's smooth but sticky, and it coats, and Zlobs, you end up kind of taking a spill into it, and it's like glue.
Y'all keep the ants away from Zlobs, please. We gotta.
Yeah. The issue now is it is starting to draw the attention of wildlife. Like, the more you're out here, the more you realize there are ants.
I'm going to try to collect as much as I can. I don't know how. I'm not trying to picture this puddle that you're giving us. How much can I collect?
Really, as much as you want from either this puddle or a dozen just like it. Probably. Like, it's almost like it's settling into depressions and cracks in the street. So you've got plenty.
Snax, do you want me to call my truck around?
Oh, sure. Yeah. Do you have any open jars?
Oh, I have so many open jars. Half my truck is open jars.
Awesome.
I connect to Scope, the dumb AI for Listerine, my war truck.
Hello, this is Scope here.
Scope, I need you.
That's nice. I need you too.
Oh, it's so nice.
It's so sweet.
Scope, drive to me, please.
Yes, I will take local roads.
Great, thank you. As fast as you can.
Don't get stuck in the honey.
Yes. What is honey?
Oh, sorry.
Oh,
sorry,
it's
Zlobs.
Honey is like a sticky goo that's really tasty that you put on things to make it taste better.
Is it normally found on local roads?
No, but today it is.
I will drive fast and avoid puddles.
Perfect. Thank you.
And immediately you hear the sound of a truck engine 2 blocks over, roaring up to 8,000 RPMs and barreling down the street. And yeah, it's. And
I imagine it's coming on the road. Everyone's like clearing the street. Zlobs is like sitting there waiting for it, and it slams on his brakes, slides, and like stops like 2 inches away from Zlobs.
And there was a tidal wave of honey. Also.
Oh no!
Yeah, it's like on a rainy day when a truck goes over a gutter. Yeah, it's that. So it's coating lawns and some of you. 2d6 flat because Scope is not a great driver. Let's just see.
Oh no.
4.
All right, there are going to be some property damage issues that we're going to worry about later. This thing, like the worst part is you don't hear it. Like you literally hear like wham, and then like. And then it turns the corner. I made it safe and sound.
I'm so proud of you, Scope. I hug Scope.
All right, that's Scope. Nice. And yeah, so you all have Listerine, the giant war truck, and yeah, there are empty milk bottles and various mason jars full of marbles, spent grenade pins, all various things that you can fill with an abundance of good flower honey. And this stuff is, yeah, I mean, you have a couple gallons, literally as much as you want. And this stuff, you could probably filter it because there's, sediment and bits.
Sure.
But this, I mean, it's illegal to grow it, but since you have it, there's all kinds of stuff you could use. Yeah, like good flower honey could be a candy base for countless implementations. So this was an exciting take.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's the more you're kind of out collecting it, the more you realize that it is probably not great to have pools of this stuff anywhere. Like you see someone like a block or 2 away, like out for a jog, and just like catches a puddle. The shoe gets stuck, and he just like tumbles butt over tea kettle onto the street, and then gets up and looks at the puddle and like pulls his shoe out and like tastes it, and he's like, so
like most people do when they step in stuff.
Yeah, it's like this is weird and not water. I'm just gonna go ahead and taste it.
Is there any way to determine if this was like spilled from like a vehicle, or if it like came up from the ground, or?
This sounds like an investigative mystery roll.
Oh yeah, 2d6. We should probably do that.
Yeah, 2d6 plus sharp.
All right, that is 4.
Oh, no.
I see.
I'm glad we get all of our great rolls. Yeah, John's like, okay, everyone roll. All right, we rolled 9s and 12s.
Do I get my free question?
You do get your free question, yeah, because you do have a bonus free question.
Was magic done here?
This honey is not magical in origin. It was created by, you would guess, bees.
Okay.
I could have told you that. That's where honey comes from.
Well, I'm trying, Snax. Okay.
Just ask me next time.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, like you're all, and Snax, you're just like naturally an expert in it. Like, it's literally like a few blocks are covered in honey. Well, not covered, but like pools of it kind of settling in. Yeah, you're not entirely sure where it came from. Like that's no clearer to any of you. But what you know for sure is that there wasn't some strange magical event.
I just want as much as I can get. I don't care where it came from.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
Question these gifts from the sky.
Yeah, there's your pocket had some like loose Tupperwares in it and various, but you're filling everything.
Oh yeah, I was like soaking my shirt tail in it to carry with.
There's like a rain barrel that we're filling out with honey now.
Yep.
I wondered why you brought around the rain barrel, and I'll never question you again.
For rain and bathing.
Yeah. So this is happening. Like the more time goes on, the more you realize that people are like, you're not the only ones to realize this, and people are outside like licking the street. Little kids are bottling it.
It's like a festival.
Yeah.
Or like that Tamako episode of The Simpsons.
Not dissimilar. Its origins still, of course, unknown.
Classic New England weather, am I right? Just always, you never know what you're going to get.
So what I'm wondering is, this isn't enough. I mean, if this exists, then we need to know where to get more, because I'm going to use this up in an afternoon. You know it.
Yeah, this is, you can make all manner of things, and even though the honey itself is not magical in origin, it came from bees. Like good honey is, it just has like a higher potent or a higher capacity for magical and alchemical enchantment. Just the nature of it. So yeah, if you want to hunt for more, why don't you give me tell me how you want to hunt for more, and I'll tell you what to roll.
Well, I think I've reached into my Ziploc bag that's not been soaked with the hose, and search around for some the red hots that don't hurt as much, because they kind of heighten the senses and let me maybe see where something came from. And I want to take one of those and roll it around in the honey and then eat it.
Whoa.
I'm sure that'll be fine.
Whoa.
Yeah, I love it. 2d6 plus weird.
11.
Yeah. Okay. You are following your nose, and you all like just pile into the car, and Snax, your head's just like out the window, just like pointing at streets, and you start driving in a general direction. And as you drive, you all start realizing that instead of just honey in puddles, the closer you get to where you're going, the more you realize that the honey is now coating the streets. And you start driving in the direction of Prospect Hill in Somerville, and you are witnessing all manner of chaos at this point. You were going from kind of random thin puddles of honey to the street is slick with honey to now the honey is an inch deep and flowing.
Oh, this is not good.
Oh no!
Is it Boston where the Great Molasses Flood was?
Indeed.
I didn't remember hearing about that. I wasn't here then, clearly, but
me either.
Yeah, that was bad.
Apparently, it sticks with people.
Indeed. This takes you all back to Boston's particular history when it comes to sticky floods. The original Boston, Great Boston Molasses Flood was, if the history books are accurate, caused by a flaw in the magical construction of the company that was storing the molasses for use. And it's kind of an interesting use case in like magical food safety. But yeah, it's like that kind of that knowledge washes over all of you. And
like this honey.
Yeah, let's make it interesting here. This is
not interesting.
It's interesting.
Having honey everywhere.
As you're driving, your truck has no problem working its way through this. Yeah, the truck is heavy. The tires are grippy. But unfortunately, the same cannot be said for an ice cream truck in about half a block away that apparently well, got tipped onto its side, trying to maybe make a turn in this.
Ooh.
So yeah, it looks like it may have just happened. Like as you kind of rounded the corner, you heard a crash in the distance. And yeah, sure enough, what's the name of the ice cream truck?
Oh, it's called Brain Freeze, and it's run by a bunch of really cool like high schoolers. So it's like the cool truck.
And it started as a high school project.
Yeah, there was like a high school economics and finance class. And yeah, this is kind of like their summer job. Like they got a truck, and oh man, the Brain Freeze truck is full of cool high schoolers. And unfortunately, it is on its side. And even though the high schoolers inside are super cool, they're also screaming for help.
It's time for me to save some high schoolers.
Heck yeah! How do you want to save them?
So I'm gonna leap out of Listerine and fly down, and basically like fly on top and pull them out of the window because it fell on its side, and the like ice cream window part of it is facing up. So I'm going to just pull them out one at a time and fly them to safety.
I love it. I'll give you 2d6 plus cool for this one because you're acting under pressure.
2.
I see.
Oh no! What was that? A natural 2?
Oh yeah.
Oh no! Oh no!
Yeah,
it's supposed to be a romp.
So you kind of fly over and you kind of land and you look and there are a bunch of super cool high school kids in there. Like the driver's still seatbelted in. The other 2 kids in the van are like on their side. One of them's kind of halfway trapped under like a freezer full of ice cream pops. And they look and they're like, nice. Someone's here to help us out. Nice. And but they are trapped. They are trapped in here, and they are in great mortal danger. But they're incredibly cool. Unfortunately, you start kind of getting in there. You kind of retract your wings and reach in, and they're stuck. And let's kind of X-ray vision our way through the hood of this van. Now, obviously, this was a high school kind of economics and finance project, and so this van was bought very, very used, and it is very, very old. Mm-hmm. The engine, which is still on, is occasionally firing and backfiring, and we see in the kind of the engine head, one of the spark plugs kind of crack loose, and sparks just kind of start shooting and bouncing off the hood, the inside of the hood, and ricocheting into the sugar-rich honey. And the engine starts to smoke.
Oh no!
Can I get a piece of my spearmint gum and go and freeze breath the fire away?
You definitely can. Give me a 2d6 plus cool.
Pun intended.
10.
All right. So, Listerine pulls up. Darby is currently hand over hand pulling these super cool kids out of there. And each of them in turn is like, thanks. But yeah, the kind of the hood of the truck is starting to smoke is belching out of it, and the latch comes undone, and now there's open flame. At this point, though, Snax is bounding through the honey, and kind of comes up and like a great frost dragon bellows out this jet of icy air, which just crisps the engine block in frost. And they one of the super cool high school kids, as Darby pulls him out, kind of quickly looks down over their sunglasses and says, "Nice." And yeah, with that, mercifully, the ice cream truck is mostly saved, and the kids are fully saved. So yeah,
I want to just, while I'm still in there, I'm just gonna grab like 8 rocket pops and just toss them out so that everybody gets one.
Nice.
Nice.
They they like the high school kids who are now like working to try to flip the van over again, with your help, they do it, or some combination of like Listerine ramming it. In any event, it's flipped over. One of the kids hands you, Darby, a $20 bill, and after you take the bomb pops, they're like, that'll be $20. Nice. and yeah, with that, the ice cream truck is saved, but also it is becoming very apparent that situations like this are almost certain to continue if Somerville continues to be slowly flooded with fresh Oh Good Flower honey.
I got more gum. I'm not afraid.
It's true. You are prepared. But yeah, so you continue to head towards Prospect Hill. Now, Prospect Hill is a very interesting hill, much like Powder House Square. It lays atop a magical ley line. In fact, Morgan, you've seen maps of like the kind of the etheric energies of Somerville, and you're pretty sure the ley line kind of arcs through Somerville, through Prospect Hill to Powder House Square, and generally, wherever ley lines are, some of history's great events tend to happen. There's a natural draw of fate to these areas. Prospect Hill is the first spot where the American flag flew, and it is commemorated by this beautiful stone tower that sits atop Prospect Hill at the top of a park with like a little windy path up to it. That tower is surrounded by a dark, buzzing cloud.
Oh, no.
And pouring from the tower through its heavy iron front door and the metal grate above it is a torrent of...
I'm flying up to that cloud.
Yep. Yeah, all of you take the overland route, Darby, as the vanguard kind of flies and arcs around. You are here and in a position to do some reconnaissance. What would you like to do?
I would like to first of all find out if this is it just a cloud, or is there any sort of like being up here in the tower or within the cloud controlling it?
Being?
Investigate a mystery. 2d6 plus sharp.
9.
You can ask one question from the list. Well, let me give you some facts that you can see from where you are. Okay. That cloud is not a cloud. That cloud is, of course, thousands, if not millions of bees. Big bees. Bigger than normal bees.
Big bees.
Bigger.
Is it bigger than a bread box?
Bigger than a quarter, smaller than a Blaseball.
Okay.
And a ton of them. Like if they hit you, it would sound like hail.
Okay.
Wow.
And yeah, so they are swarming in a big cloud already. So that you are also. It is also incredibly clear that this is the source. Like that's beyond a shadow of a doubt. Like it's pouring like an open fire hose through the front door. So we have that. That's baseline information. You can now ask a question.
Okay. What here is not what it seems?
Oh, good question.
The Queen.
Oh.
Specifically, why would a queen take kind of take over this tower. That doesn't make sense. There aren't flowers nearby. Or in fact, there shouldn't be. You realize through the fog of the tower that a bunch of Ogud flowers have sprung up around it.
Oh.
In fact, the whole outside of the tower is covered in Ogud flowers.
Well, it's pretty beautiful, actually.
It's gorgeous. It's a beautiful old stone tower with these big flowering Ogud flowers. They're like rainbow colored. They're really quite something to look at. And yeah, the bees are all over them in this giant undulating cloud. But the fact of the matter is, so what here is not what it seems. One, it's really two things. One, this tower should not be covered in flowers, specifically these flowers. And two, it's because of that apparently a queen bee has rooted here, which is pretty wild because there's no reason for it to be.
Yeah. Can I want to enter the tower from the top.
Okay.
Darby, don't get stung.
Let's
a million times.
You know what? I'll put it to you this way. This is going to be act under pressure again. And this is going to determine if the bees consider you a threat or not.
She has wings.
This is cool, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
7.
All right. I'm going to give you 2 options. You flag that the bees consider invaders hostile and peel off with that information. Or you end up getting to the trapdoor in the roof and throwing it open, but the bees will consider you hostile.
They'll be able to, like, see in. Maybe.
There'll be a roll to see what you can see.
Yeah, they'll consider. I'm probably not allergic.
All right. So you kind of zip down into something of a dive, and we'll kind of look at it from Zlobs, Morgan, and Snax' perspective as you are all like scrambling up the hill. You see this giant undulating cloud of bees. And then you see kind of Darby at like 30 feet go into a dive bomb. And the cloud of bees almost sharpens into a point. And Darby kind of flies into them. Darby, it's like jumping into a ball pit. Like there is mass hitting you. And yeah, there's an angry screaming buzz. You get down, you take 1 harm from more concussive damage than anything else. It's like someone threw a bunch of baseballs at you, and you end up throwing the trap door open. I will let you roll read a bad situation to see what you could see in there.
Should probably get out my sterno and start heating up some sugar here.
Yeah, this is very much a war kitchen situation.
10.
All right. You can ask 3 of the following read a bad situation questions.
How can I best protect people?
Oh, good question.
You can best protect people by ceasing the production of honey. And there are several ways you think you can do that. Essentially, here's what you do. And I'll explain how you see that by throwing open the door. So essentially, you kind of land on the roof. Bees are hitting you in the face. You throw open the trap door and look inside. Bees are now starting to swarm you. You essentially extend out your wings and cover yourself like a shell and kind of look down into the into the castle, with light streaming through like the thin slits between the brass feathers. And you look, and the entire inside of this thing is an immense honeycomb.
Delicious.
It's the smell is almost overwhelming. In fact, even from where the three of you all are, the second that trapdoor opens, it's like someone like lifting up a grill on a hot day, and you get that grill flavor, only it's almost sickly sweet floral honey. So the best way to protect people would be to destroy this honeycomb, transport this honeycomb, or convince the queen bee inside to cease production of honey.
That's an interesting idea.
So those are the essentially you've got, but the best way to do it would be to cease production in some way. That's question 1.
Okay. Are there dangers we haven't noticed?
Yeah, the warrior drones.
Oh no.
Okay.
Yeah, it's now that the hive is directly threatened, you're going to deal with warrior drones pretty soon.
Okay. And I had 3. Yeah, 3. What's the most vulnerable to me?
Well, I'll put it to you this way. You're pretty sure you could destroy this tower. You could bring it down with your holy sword, or, Zlobs could hit it with grenades, or Morgan can hit it with electrical power, or Snax could create a giant candy explosion. Destroying this tower would not be hard. So what's most vulnerable would be essentially the queen bee. You could bury the queen bee in rubble if you wanted to.
Okay.
Or we could take it over and own the production of all this honey.
Oh, wait. Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure that's safe if we're like nice about it.
Is that, well, I mean, if high schoolers can run a ice cream truck, we can run a bee factory. Wait, Morgan.
What?
Morgan.
Zlobs.
Morgan.
Zlobs.
Morgan.
Zlobs.
Morgan.
Zlobs.
Morgan.
Zlobs.
Do you know Boston Flowers player Inez Owens, who is canonically a swarm of bees?
Yeah. Oh wait, Inez Owens. Can I call Inez Owens?
Or is this Inez Owens?
Inez Owens picks up on the second ring. Zzz.
Hey, Owens. Yeah, it's Morgan.
John's face.
It's Morgan with us. Yes, I know. I haven't reached out in a while.
Morgan only calls when she wants something.
Well, shush, Snax. True. Okay, so there is a swarm of bees currently inhabiting Somerville and creating a lot of honey.
Zzz.
I know I agree, it is a problem. Do you think you might be able to come by here and help us deal with that?
Zzz.
I know.
And then you hear the sound of a car engine starting.
Great.
All right. So the cavalry, in the form of Boston's most popular swarm of bees, is coming. But I want each of you to do something in the interim. Essentially, I want you all to kind of decide on an action that would either keep people around you safe, limit the production of honey, or stop a swarm of warrior drones from attacking you.
I'd like to freeze. Maybe put a shell around the honeycomb.
Gotcha. Yep. Cool. So we'll roll for them all at once. So Morgan's going to try to put up a big shell to staunch the flow. What's everyone else doing?
I'm gonna try to find the queen since I'm still up there, and just maybe soothe her into like just yeah. And I'm gonna try to talk to her and be like, maybe no more production, or like take it somewhere safer. Yeah. I don't want to hurt any of these bees.
Yeah, no, of course not. So Morgan's trying to work on building a protective dome. Darby is trying to stop the queen from producing honey at the source. There's a swarm of warrior drones coming your way. There's also various other dangers. So there's plenty to do. Zlobs, Snax, what do you want to do?
I've just got this inner turmoil of these are all problems that I don't have. My problem is getting production of this honey under my control, and y'all want to deal with warrior bees or stop this honey or encase it in coal. Bees don't like coal. I'm just having trouble. I'm an impulsive kid, and I have trouble, my mom says, of getting my priorities in order. So I need to get my priorities in order. And I'm going to sit down and cast the bones because I am not sure where my priorities are. And I figure if I do some divination and pour some sugar on the ground, I might be able to find out what I can do if I'm not supposed to take this. I mean, taking it over and running it myself does sound not good, but it feels good. It feels good.
It sounds like a lot of work.
That's true.
Yeah,
that's true. We do have practice. So I guess
we'll have that start first. But Zlobs, what do you want to do?
Oh, I want to coat myself in honey and try to take all the drone warriors and make them into a big drone ball to incapacitate them.
Say that one more time.
Yeah, no problem. To say it in a different way, I want to make myself as sticky as possible. Have at myself at one of the drone warriors and try to get them all into one giant sticky ball.
Before I get started, I want to turn up my sterno.
Yep.
Just get the pot going.
there is now a rapidly bubbling pot of sugar currently boiling as needed.
Good.
All right,
now we'll be okay.
Let's start with cast the bones. So 2d6 plus sharp, and tell me what you get.
7.
7. Okay. See guidance. So you can ask any question from Investigate a Mystery, or any of the questions on Cast the Bones. Or you know what? Because I love Snax's priorities just as they are. I would let you ask literally any question.
Ooh.
Literally any question. I want to ask the queen bee if she wants to go into business together.
Darby, with your leave, we can take your soothe roll and make it an aid roll to give Snax +1 on this negotiation.
I feel good about that, yeah.
All right. Oh my God. Let's also use Zlobs' roll to make sure that this doesn't appear to be a hostile takeover attempt by taking the Queen Bee's security off the board. So, Zlobs, why don't you give me a 2d6 plus tough? 2d6 plus cool.
That's correct.
Yeah, you're covered. That's ridiculous. You got to do it.
Yeah, 13.
All right. Yeah. So, Snax, you're going to get a +1 from Darby. You're going to get a +1 from Zlobs. And Morgan, you are creating a defensive bubble to temporarily staunch the flow of honey while these negotiations are taking place. So why don't you give me a 2d6 plus weird roll and tell me what you get?
10.
Oh.
All right. So, Snax, here's how this is going to work. Okay. You have begun boiling the sugar, and you are breathing the fumes in deep, and you are adding the Ogud flower honey to it to create this mind-expanding concoction. You begin allowing your candy sense to reach out, extend its tendrils of insight into the world. And the buzz of the bees, the buzz of the hive mind starts shaping itself into words that you can start to understand. Things like danger and intruders and attack. And all of a sudden, as you are starting to filter this, you see Zlobs covered in honey, laughing hysterically, diving full to intercept a swarm of warrior drones. The warrior drone, and all of a sudden, the tenor of the buzz changes to not a threat. The intruder is sweet, not a threat. The queen bee, you start hearing her thoughts. It's too bright. It's too bright. I'm not safe. Suddenly, hearing over all of that, no, it's okay. That large bee is a friend. Yes. As this is all happening, essentially a bowl of honey is starting to form as a crackling electrical energy field temporarily staunches it. And, police and firefighters are starting to gather around the base of the hill to sandbag it. And you've bought them precious time. And all of a sudden, there is now this great stillness. The buzzing is rhythmic. The queen is open to suggestions. 2d6, Snax, 2d6 plus charm plus 3.
8. No, I'm not very charming.
Perhaps. But perhaps this queen bee is a shrewd negotiator. At some point, in a very fancy car, Inez Owens, Boston Flowers baseball player and swarm of bees, flies in. And at one point, everyone's like, no, Snax is negotiating. And Inez is like,
hey, Owen. No, let the 11-year-old handle it. She's got it.
Over the course of several stressful minutes, an accord is struck. The honeybees, these giant honeybees, are willing, Snax, to go into business with you. It is also clear that they cannot stay in this tower. That's kind of one of the caveats. So because you got a partial success, you're going to have to make a fairly big sacrifice here. Snax, I want you to describe your home.
Sorry?
Describe your home. Where does Snax live?
Snax lives in a okay area of Somerville, but her parents did give her the entire basement, and so there's like normal house up top, and then downstairs is more like a chemist's area with a kitchen and a bed in the corner. But upstairs, lot of old time Blaseball memorabilia, mostly from the Carolina Queens, little bit from the Boston Flowers. A signed picture of Inez Owens, but I'm trying not to like geek out too much. I got a job to do here, and so that's really it. I think, you know, if my family had spending money, it was usually on memorabilia or stuff.
Right. Okay. So here's how this is going to work. The bees need your basement. If you are willing to sacrifice your basement and move back into your small childhood bedroom, you will control the production of Oh Good Flower Honey. And here's the effect. Any subsequent roll you make in this game that involves the use of candy gets a +1.
Oh my God.
Whoa.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, Mom might be mad if I like take over the kitchen again, but you know, I'll just give her the special mints that you know that I've given her before. I have not given Mom anything. I love my mom.
Of course.
Yeah, it hurts a little bit, but yeah. Pluses, Oh Good Honey. I like bees. They're nice.
They're great.
Yeah.
And so it is that when the rest of the Somerville Sunflowers arrive, you know, ready to do battle, what they see is Snax and a bee the size of a basketball slowly walking home, followed by 1 million bees. Snax's backyard. All of you are moving out boxes, moving out her bed, moving out all the various memorabilia to make room for the honeycomb that is rapidly being constructed in the basement.
Oh, thanks, guys.
Also, like the various chemistry equipment and the deep freezers and stuff in Zlobs. You're hauling up one of the mini fridges, and you kind of drop it and run back in to get another load. And the door of the mini fridge swings open. And there are several things in there, vials, things that are tempering, and this little egg. And with the late afternoon sunset heat beating down on it.
Oh, no.
The egg starts getting a little soft and a little melty. And then it starts to shake.
Snacks. Snacks.
Slop. I got bees. What do you want, man?
Do you have your candy simmering?
Always, yeah.
I think I swallowed 3 dozen bees.
Okay, I'll get on it. This won't hurt a bit.